What's going on YouTube? So for today we're going to be talking about gear. You're going to see me looking to the left over here, you're right. I actually decided to write some stuff down. Now I want to start this one out just a little bit different this time. So I have this saying. Well, actually I shouldn't say it's my saying, but it's something that I live by, which is life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Welcome to the end of my comfort zone. I cannot stand talking a whole bunch and making videos, so I'm moving myself out of my own comfort zone. So welcome to the channel. We're trying to get, I am trying to get better at this. It's working out so far, as you can see from my first video, which I think I only have like 6 up, but hey, whatever. I think it's really cool, and I'm trying my best, so here we go. So for today, we are going over the topic of gear. Now, this isn't about one piece of gear versus another, and some of it may be, some of it might not be, but I'm going to try to actually stick to the general gear of what you are going to use in a photo shoot, how much you should bring, what you should have, where you should have it, so on and so forth. Okay, this is going to be, we're going to start out with this, more versus less. This is one of the greatest ones that I've come across so far. Is it better to have more gear or less gear? So this is where the question now is going to start, and this is where the conversation is going to get good, because I know everybody has their own opinion. I have my own. Don't think that you have to buy every piece of gear to start. Okay, actually, my first camera was a Canon T5. Loved it. Okay, the only reason I upgraded was for the fact that I didn't like the frames per second, and that was the only thing. And obviously, starting out with a camera that old, it comes with the territory, so I bought an 80D. 80D. I know I talk kind of fast, so the Canon 80D. When I did that, I actually went out and bought a used 28 by 135. And I've upgraded since then. As you all know, I have my 6D Mark II, which I am actually filming on today, and not the 80D. I actually have a Trackstar mic, which I need to upgrade. I like it. It has gotten me through a lot of hard times, but it's going to be time to upgrade it. So now that we're moving on to this subject, buy what you need. Don't go out and spend $20,000 on gear that you may or may not actually need. If you think that you're going to use something, or you want to try it out, or you want to give it a test run, be cautious. Don't burn yourself before you even get started. Obviously that's kind of a touchy subject, so we're going to maneuver on from that one. What to bring to a photo shoot. Okay. So I had a couple other categories in here, but we're just going to hit this straight off. Number 1, charge your batteries. Number 2, bring SD cards. If you think you have enough SD cards, you're wrong. Those are 2 main things to make sure that you have plenty of. Batteries, SD cards. That's everything else. Oh, and your camera. If you forget your camera there, I just really can't help you at that point in time. So, SD card and batteries. So, obviously you're going to see a break in this video. Reminder about batteries. Don't be this guy. My field monitor, the battery died. It has a battery indicator, I still let it die. Have plenty of batteries. Alright, so now we're going to move on to how to transport gear, and I'm not talking about to the to the physical shoot, like the location. I'm talking about how do you get to those spots that are hard to reach, okay? So I have the Academy little pull behind wagon. I actually use it for my daughter a whole bunch, but I use it for a lot of photography gear as well. I think it was like $50-$60. You can buy some at Walmart. Great tool. Make sure if you are doing any type of beach shoots or anything else, you get the big tires. Don't get the little mini tires. I have that problem right now. So make sure that you have something that can transport your gear. My Jesus. My 8400 Pro from Godox it's not heavy, but I carry sandbags to make sure that my light stands are weighted down, and they are very heavy. So make sure that you are planning for everything that you're doing, where you're going, how you're going to get it there, so on and so forth. I personally enjoy my wagon, but there are going to be other options I'm going to start looking at, because at this point in time, it's great, but there's not enough space for, oh, I shouldn't say space, let me rephrase that. I am looking more towards the weight distribution for carrying the sandbags. I don't have all of them with me at one time, but I do have the option to take all of them with me. So if I'm even taking 4 of them, I think that's pretty close to 80 pounds of just sandbags. So you figure you're taking 8 of them. Yeah, it gets a little dicey real quick, especially trying to go across the sand. Okay, so now, as I said, I have sandbags that I carry with me, set where I can set up my light stand. Most of the time I'm by myself. So make sure that if you don't have somebody there helping you, you have ways to take care of everything. You know, everything. Gaffer's tape, something to hold your light stands down, your tripod, so on and so forth. Okay, not going to kick that dead horse anymore. So now we are moving on to the favorite subject of everybody. Off-camera flash, natural light. I shoot both. I do. I shoot natural light, I shoot off-camera flash. Depending on the type of mood and or tones you are trying to get out of the photo will depend on which one you use. I'm not going to touch a whole lot into those specific things at this moment, because that's not what this is about. But please make sure that you have a flash with you in case. I have 2 Godox TT600s that I carry around with me, and I also have my Godox 8400 Pro. Now obviously the 600s aren't as powerful, but they do work. You have to get a little creative sometimes depending on what time of day it is, but they do work. Alright, nixing that. I'm not getting into a whole lot of that one. And now your batteries for all your other gear other than your camera. Do you use regular batteries or rechargeable batteries? I personally use rechargeable batteries. I think I have much better luck with them. I like them. Yes, they're a pain in the butt. Yes, they always say they're not fully charged. Yes, I know. But if I accidentally leave one in there, it is not going to corrode my gear. This guy is horrible about leaving stuff in everything. I always leave batteries in. Actually, I think I have batteries in my flash right now. That's from like 3 weeks ago. By the way, I need to charge those. charge your batteries. Alright, now we're going to move into, sorry guys, hang on. So, tripods. I have lots of tripods. Lots of tripods. Actually, a friend of mine went to an estate sale and bought a bunch of stuff from a photographer. He called me. I got some really cool old, I say old, I would say probably 90s. Okay, for those of you that were born in like 98, 99, sorry. I try not to say too old, but obviously it was, oh god, okay, never mind, I'm old, never mind, scratch that. So, bunch of tripods. I do have, actually, let me get this one for you. My Manfrotto Be-Free. This is the advanced version. Love this tripod. Great tripod. I have cheap ones. I'm shooting on a cheap one right now. Well, I say cheap. It's probably expensive back in the day. But it is one of the regular tripods that aren't free legs. It's the tripod. So, invest in a good tripod, or two. I have two. They are my main ones. With, and everything else, I mix and match. Like I said, I'm using one of the ones I got from the estate sale a while back. But it comes in handy. It does what I need it to do for this. It sits up on my desk just fine. And here we go. So, first thing when you buy, since this is a gear video, buy yourself a good tripod. Don't be like me and buy a crappy tripod like I did. I went on, oh god, I don't remember what app I went on, but I bought like a $30 tripod. It was the worst tripod I had ever bought. I don't even remember the name of it, that's how bad it was. Then I bought my Geekto. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I've had this tripod for about 2 years. Bought my Manfrotto last, so I'm trying to help you all out by telling you to buy a good one now. Just saying. Alright, now on to... So, polarizers and ND filters. Or just filters in general. Let us move on to ND filters. If you don't know what an ND filter is, an ND filter is basically drops you however many stops your ND filter states. If it's an ND2, it drops you 2 stops. So if you're shooting during the day and you want to try to get a long exposure shot during the day, you have to use an ND filter. So with ND filters, you have regular ND filters, which only give you that many stops, or you have adjustables. Well, they call them variables. Okay, variable, adjustable. Anyway, I have an adjustable one, and if I'm going to tell you to buy anything, buy that. Buy you one ND filter that fits your largest camera lens, and buy the step down rings. They are a lifesaver, and you don't have to buy multiple ND filters. Tips. So, with that being said, filters in general, I always carry around UV filters. No, they don't really... Okay, the debate is up on whether or not UV filters work. I carry them around so that way if something drops on my lens or it breaks, it doesn't damage the lens itself. That's mine. Now, CPL filters and the ND filters, those I would get. The CPL are polarized. Obviously, NDs are for neutral density. There are plenty of videos out there on neutral density, and I'm not going to get into it right now, but I will in a later video. So, let's recap. SD cards and batteries. Don't forget your camera. transporting gear, make sure that you have a plan. If you're having to walk half a mile to where you're going, you don't want to be lugging that on your back, especially if you're by yourself, if you don't have somebody with you to help. Yeah. Tripods. Buy you a good tripod. Always, always, always. Filters. Buy you filters. Always have filters available. Now, one last thing I do want to touch on the filters. I do have polarized and UV filters for every lens that I have. I do not swap those out. They stay on unless I need to put the ND filter on, and that's it. So, buy yourself filters for everything. Now, the off-camera flash versus natural light. Watch the video, shoot, and decide for yourself. I know plenty of people that all they shoot is natural light, and I know plenty of people that all they shoot is off-camera flash. You need to figure that out for yourself. I can help you, but I'm not going to tell you which one you should and or should not do. So, I appreciate y'all being here and listening to me rant on and on and on about ridiculous stuff at this point in time. But, like I said, I hate doing this, so I am making myself do it. Don't ask me why I hate it. Just ever since I was a kid, don't like being the center of attention, but here we are, so I'm doing it anyway. Thank you all for coming and watching the channel. Please subscribe, like, comment down below. If you want me to go over anything in more detail, please let me know. Other than that, y'all be safe, and I'll see you on the next one.